Oh, this hair is cute!
My name is Johnny. I am a full-time student. However, I also creative direct some of my own shoots. And basically, I'm a creative director on this shoot. I was thinking to myself, what's like a cool concept that I can do that will blend my love of the city for, you know, my desire to get more creative and to, you know, put on other creatives as well that I know that are super talented too. And it just occurred to me that let me do a shoot that really embodies, you know, the idea of loving New York City and what New York City is all about. We've decided to shoot in like iconic locations throughout the city and to blend a team of creatives from all walks of life that reflects the diverse fabric of the city as well. I'm really glad that we're getting to like wear these clothing which blends, you know, old and new, and it celebrates how far the city has come and how far I've grown as a person too ever since I moved here.
Hi, my name is Brianna Blackett. I am currently a junior at NYU Stern. I study finance, but I also minor in film production, and that's mainly how I got into this role. My co-creative director, Toluwinimi, she came to me with this idea, and I was like, I'm so down, so that's how we started doing this project. As I grew up in New York, there's always been like a lot of history that's even in front of our faces every single day that we may not know of. And I think that through just those little incidents or little memorials throughout the city, that kind of inspired the whole idea, general idea for this project, especially with the anachronistic values or interpretation of this photo shoot, especially with the fashion that we have and the posing, just everything in general, like how it contrasts with the New York City location.
Modeling means to me, it means to bring something to life by your movement, by your expression, by your fashion. I think modeling means so much more than just promoting a product, but really embodying a concept for anything creative. Best part of modeling for me is to really getting to work with people. As a model, I get to really see the vision of a director and like stylist, like a lot of talent from all this crew and staff. As a model, I get to see that. The kind of impact that I have from modeling is that I get to bring something beautiful in certain way, and I think modeling can be toxic if you really just want the perfect photo. However, I get to bring a different side of it. I get to bring some natural side of it, maybe a different, just you get to bring so many different sides to a product or a project. Everybody's so different. They're from some different cities, different areas. So I think just looking at these people, just individuals, how God created each one of them so differently and uniquely, it's actually wild to think that God has purpose for each one of them. And being in New York, you get to really meet so many different new people. My brand is really my name, Abigail Ryu. I think what I like to bring to the shoot is just really authenticity. I think bringing something that has never been done to this project and bringing Abigail Ryu myself into this beautiful pieces of, you know, clothing, I think that's my role. What's crazy is about it is that I can do whatever I want in this outfit. It's not that uncomfortable. You know, I was like a little bit concerned about corset and like all these pieces, or what if it's too uncomfortable? But it's actually not uncomfortable. It's actually pretty comfortable. So I can move freely, and I can actually do something as I want to. But at the same time, there's a certain restriction to it, which I kind of love.
My role in this project was I was one of the models, and this is my first official modeling experience regarding a shoot, but I have experience on the runway as well as behind the scenes, prepping other people. So it's exciting to be part of this. I know in my mind that I'm standing out compared to everyone else in the crowd. So it kind of gives me a confidence boost to just walk knowing all eyes are on me, you know?
My creative process with today was, of this event was, get shots of the models that's out here, try to simultaneously get them how they moving, try to get the best angles, the best frames. Also, they had a vision of how they wanted the shoots to come out, so I had to be able to bring out their vision to life, and I can't wait for them to see it. My experience was amazing, man. It was an amazing experience. I really enjoyed the group today I was working with. I enjoyed the crew. I enjoyed the models. They're so photogenic. This was so fun.
So this shoot was something that was actually very interesting because it's blending very old and new. So I feel like with the film I was thinking about something that could have a lot of juxtaposition. So, very fast shots with very slow shots, very close-up shots with very wide shots, angles, and stuff like that. So that was a lot of my creative process for this, like how to blend the concept with the filmmaking style. This was really exciting. I love working with other artists. It's my favorite thing to do. Not only are you collaborating and you're both contributing to your own creativity and work, but you're literally getting to know each other and making friends along the way. We've had a great day. It's a beautiful day in New York. There's no other way I would rather have spent it.
Hi everyone, my name is Veronica Shumai McNally and I am a self-taught sustainable couturist. Now what that means is that I upcycle and I create fashion out of pre-existing fashion or thrifted materials. I like to source a lot of my materials from the thrift store or even warehouse areas that local to New York City. Over the last 2 years I've developed When the Shoe Fits, which is my fashion brand. When the Shoe Fits is a very important not just brand, but more of a culture. I feel like I'm trying to kind of bring back more sophisticated or unique wear that you wouldn't typically find in a store. You could only come to me for. Being able to just kind of find this light and love in something so simple that I could just do with my hands was so special to me. And then seeing where that went to photo shoot, just kind of growing. It was truly like seeing your dreams come into fruition in reality, and it's such a special thing that I'm grateful and blessed that I know what I want to do in this life.
My designs are inspired by my poetry and my stories that I write. The old and the new, for instance, this morning we were taking photos in Chinatown, and the bag that Mariah was carrying, the Beat to the Rhythm bag, red canvas bag, is the herringbone is the new part, and the print is inspired by 18th century patchwork. And I have set the prints in the herringbone that makes up also the drum bass, and that really makes the bag is the old meets new.
For this shoot, I was one of the designers, and I like to specialize in historical construction. All of the gowns, all of the corsets, all of the understructures were done by me. Something about this shoot, just the combination of the historical and the modern environments was just such a special, unique thing that I really wanted to be a part of. So this shoot was definitely a stretch out of my comfort zone. Before this, I mainly specialized in going off of historical evidence and trying to replicate garments to the best of my ability, but this one I was a little skeptical because I wasn't sure how the combination of a modern short skirt and a formal gown would go together. But when we first started trying things on and started fitting stuff, the vision just clicked for me. I think the modern garments actually complement the historical aesthetic amazingly in the way that it almost eases in the modern eye to something that I would consider normal, but obviously people aren't exposed to those type of garments all the time. And I think it was a really lovely way for me to expand my range into doing something that is more contemporary, and I was very grateful for this opportunity. opportunity.
Hi, I'm Lily. I was the stylist for the shoot. I'm a fashion business and art direction major in Gallatin at NYU. I think my approach is always trying to balance like the concept and wearability, whatever the shoot is. The goal was to modernize the dresses in a way that felt chic and relevant, but never too costumey. So I wanted the looks to have that elevated, cool feel, but also honoring the historical references of the garments. So for like the styling, I mainly pulled from my own inventory, but also incorporated a couple pieces from other designers in the shoot. So I like the pearl piece that Tolu, one of the models, used was from Veronica. That she brought in, and I think the process in general is really just trial and error. So like putting the looks together, seeing what made sense, and always trying to not do too much so that it wouldn't overpower the actual beautiful garment. And yeah, really glad to have been part of the shoot, and yeah, thank you to the team.